Jason Rantz, Seattle radio talk show host now. Jason, I want to start there, just with what it means when you lose people who can be present and basically fight the battle on the ground with officers turning in their badges like that in our cities.
It means there's no proactive policing. I mean, we've had this conversation before. We know that the people who are committing these crimes will not do so in front of a police officer. And so when you don't have police officers or even the expectation that they're going to be in your neighborhoods, in your cities, well, all of a sudden you've given the opportunities to these criminals to feel a little bit more empowered and even emboldened to commit these crimes, knowing that they're not going to get caught. And that's really what this is about. We have embraced a system in which we are telling folks we will not punish you if you are caught. We will put you into restorative justice programs, art therapy, painting. Like, this is not going to get at this
art
issue
therapy.
That a lot of gang
Is that what
members,
you said?
Yeah. Art therapy, music therapy, that's part of restorative justice programs in this country. And with all due respect to all the artists and musicians, that's not going to get some gang member who's committing these crimes to stop.
Well, and also, too, I mean, you say that they don't do these when the cops are around. One of those shootings, the police officers were there, but, I mean, they were handling a devolving situation, and one person was shot and killed, 5 others wounded. I mean, a little girl. So there's also this mentality of criminals out there. We know that not as many of you are going to show up.
Exactly.
Because you're leaving.
Yeah, 100%. And the underlying issue here that people need to pay attention to, and this Nationals game shooting makes this point, we've got more and more people going out into the world again. COVID is starting to become a memory, still an issue, but people are getting back to normal. Well, the crime is still going to continue. And so now there's more opportunities for innocent people to end up becoming victims. They're not the targets necessarily, but the bad guys don't care about that. They are firing sometimes indiscriminately at some other target, and they don't care about the people around them. That's an issue that we're going to have to face.
You know, that scene inside that stadium is something that we are used to seeing in other countries across, you know, I think about the Ariana Grande concert, and yes, completely different scenario, but people just knowing that we got to get out of here. It really does leave a stain on our public events when this sort of thing can happen. It's very sad. I'm glad everybody's okay from that stadium. Okay, Chicago under siege by violent criminals. Boy, it's been a really bad 2021 there. Another weekend and more blood loss, lives lost. At least 56 people were shot, 11 of them killed, 44 shooting incidents across the city. An 8-year-old little boy among those hit. Many in the city blaming gang wars, but Democrat Mayor Lori Lightfoot still pushing for federal gun control. Watch.
You've heard me talk at length about the fact that we are awash in guns in the city. But fundamentally, why is there so much violence in our city? Aside from the guns, it's because we have an absence of hope.
So, do we really think that gang members are going to gun shops and filling out forms and learning the first name of the gun shop owner and splitting a scone? I don't think it works that way. Where's she coming from?
Yeah, at least they're not doing the whole ghost guns issue, which we're pretending is an actual problem in this country. Okay. We have the exploitation all the time of these murders or injuries coming from gun violence. We see it often coming from the Democrats after a school shooting. They are rare, but they do happen. And instead of talking about ways to stop bad guys from getting guns, we simply say, well, let's get rid of the guns. Now, in this case, I suppose I'm glad she's talking about it, because before she was complaining that this was all a narrative that was being made up by folks on the right, that there's not actually any issue. So I guess glass half full there, but they will look at this to exploit it for a political purpose. Instead of actually helping the people who are the victims, who will become victims in the future, they're saying, let's go ahead and take away people's guns because we don't have respect for the Second Amendment. Well, look, the reason why nothing's going to happen is because we're not getting rid of the Second Amendment. They can try all they want. It's not going to go away. So maybe we should have a focus on the underlying causes of why the crime surge is happening. And it is to look in a mirror, Democrats, and say your policies, your defund the police movement, your embrace of criminality without any consequences, that is what we are seeing happen in our cities across the country.
All right, we'll move to this. Chaos in another Democrat-led city, Jason, that you were just talking about. There are violent Antifa activists fighting with police in Los Angeles during a counter-protest over the weekend. One appeared to spit in an officer's face. The LAPD declared an unlawful assembly and made several arrests, and police also found discarded weapons, including a stun gun, knives, pepper spray. Can't gun control your way out of that. The unrest there centered around a spa where a transgender woman allegedly undressed in a locker room in front of several people, including teenagers and young girls. Jason, your top-line thoughts on what's unfolding there?
My top-line thought is this is the country in which we now live because of our indifference to the Antifa violence that we've seen in the past. Now, one thing you'll see in these images from this weekend that you haven't in the past is cops actually push back. When police officers are allowed to engage with the Antifa thugs who are committing acts of violence to silence people with whom they disagree with politically, well, guess what? It sends the message that you can show up and protest. There's no problem with a protest. You can't show up with the intent to get violent, and if you do, cops are going to push back and they will make arrests. These people are hiding their identities because they know they're breaking the law.
So there's that part of it, the hiding of identity, right? But what they're not shy about is pointing things at the police and doing things. And we've seen this for about three summers now. Like pre-pandemic, the rhetoric that's out there, that negative rhetoric against police officers turning into violent action by some of those on the ground. And the Antifa crowd here, many of them confirmed to be that, not shy at all about engaging with cops with whatever weapons they needed, spit, whatever. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, Harris, it's because they've been allowed to get away with it this entire time. And you talk to any officer. I mean, part of the reason why so many officers are leaving was the summer of love that allowed them to be victimized, these officers. We had in Seattle an instance in which Antifa thugs tried to burn down a building with cops in it while simultaneously using quick dry cement to seal shut the door. And no one in the city said anything. And the cops are saying, you are making us be sitting ducks with these lunatics, and we need to start pushing back. I'm glad they did.
All right. Jason Rantz, always good to break it down. There is so much crime to get into nationwide. It isn't just a local problem. It's a problem across the country. Thank you, my friend. The director of the National Institute